Hi, hold on. Okay, hi. So today we're gonna paint and talk about books. So I did this like a few months ago for my June wrap up maybe, and basically I did it because I wanted to film a video, but I also had to finish my final assignment for my art class, and it didn't go so well, mostly because I was literally dying because it was like my last few weeks of school and I had a lot of assignments to do, and I was just really stressed, and I think you could see that like in my face. I was literally like dead, but I wanted to try to do it again because I've been painting a lot. First of all, I'm not like a great painter. I really do enjoy it. Am I good at it? Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm average at it, you know? So today I woke up in the mood to like paint and like draw something, and I actually already started. Yeah, so now I'm not gonna show you what I'm painting. Like, you're not gonna be able to see while I talk because it's just a little bit, I only have one phone and I cannot like film both my face and my painting thingy. But this is what I'm doing. I know it looks a little bit trash right now. First of all, it's a little bit wrinkly, but we're gonna fix that later, I promise. Am I gonna finish it today? I have no idea. Am I gonna finish it in this video? I don't know, but this is how it's going so far. Does it look kind of ugly? Yeah, but I'm gonna fix it. First of all, I have to fix, of course, the circle, and then I'm gonna add like some more shadows, and I think I'm gonna fix the green here because I'm not sure if I like it, but we're gonna see how everything goes. And yeah, we're just gonna chat, and maybe you can paint with me, or you can just like grab a cup of coffee and listen to me talk about books for like approximately 20 minutes. Okay, so in August I read 7 books, which is actually a lot. I don't know why I thought I had read like way less than that, but 7 books is like actually pretty good for me. So in August I read 7 books, and in September I only read 1. So as you can see, am I consistent with my reading? No. Do I still enjoy it? Yes. So yeah, let's talk about the books that I read in August first. So I started August not so good because I read a book by J.K. Rowling. Ew, I know. But hear me out. Okay, it was just because I had to. Okay, it was not because I wanted to. The thing is, I was at someone's house that day, and I had finished like the book I was reading, which was The Leavers, I think. So I had finished that book, and I was really bored, and I didn't have anything else to do. And this person, they like the house owner, they were like, "Oh, I know you like Harry Potter," and I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Oh, well, I love J.K. Rowling," and I was like, do I tell them? So they didn't know, of course, about all the things J.K. Rowling has done and stuff and has said, but I know probably should have like told them to be like, oh yeah, they're transphobic, she's transphobic, you shouldn't like support her, but I didn't have the heart to do it because she loved J.K. Rowling so much. Next time I'll tell them, I promise, but I just couldn't. So she was like, here, read this book, and I was like, dang it. So I had to read it. I know, it's okay. It was a very short book. It's called Very Good Lives, and it's basically her like speech at this university. I can't remember. It was okay. It was not anything new or special, maybe if J.K. Rowling wasn't such like a bad person, I would have been like, yes, queen, oh my god, you're doing so good. But because she is literally a piece of poop, I gave it 2 stars, I think. I have no idea. I really don't care. I do not support J.K. Rowling in any way, shape, or form. I hate her. Anyway, after that, I actually listened to Little Fires Everywhere by Celest, and this book is so freaking good. Kind of forgot that I was gonna paint at the same time that I was gonna talk, so let me get my paint ready. Little Fires Everywhere. I give this book 5 stars because it was so freaking good. It had a lot of like actually good plot twists and a lot of like drama that it wanted like left. Oh my god, I can't speak. That left you wanting more. Ooh, I just dropped some water on my paper. Ooh. It also explores a lot of like different important and interesting topics such as parenting, racism, white privilege, immigration, and something I want to call white ignorance, because it's like when a white person means to do well but they just end up kind of being like a little bit racist and just like very ignorant, you know? So that happens a lot in this book. I mean, you've probably heard of this book. It follows the story of like different families in this very like white and sophisticated neighborhood. It's like very, you know, we have a very privileged family, and then another one that's not so privileged, and you know, kind of cool, kind of fun. I mean, as I said, you've probably heard of it. I don't have a lot to say besides that it was so freaking good and you definitely should read it. And the audiobook was so good. If you want to get into audiobooks and want to like, or try getting into audiobooks, you should definitely listen to this one, because I don't retain a lot of information when I'm like listening to it. So because this book was a lot of like drama and just like stuff like that, I did retain that for some reason. This is like my second audiobook, and you know, it was good. So if you want to get into audiobooks, definitely recommend this one. After that, I read a middle grade, which I don't do a lot, I don't think, but it's called Lalani of the Distant Sea, and it's by Erin, Entrada, Cali. I don't know, I'm just saying it in Spanish because it kind of sounds like it should be said like that. But yeah, I gave this book 3.5 stars. It was really cute. It had like a lot of illustrations that were so beautiful. I loved them a lot, and it just kind of brought the book to life, kind of. I don't know, I really enjoyed the illustrations. The message behind it was like, it was so beautiful, and you should read it even if you are not like little. Everyone should read middle grade. Like honestly, middle grade is kind of cool, not gonna lie. Anyway, this book is about a 12-year-old girl, and she lives on the island of San Laguita. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. San Laguita. Trying to say it both in English and Spanish. I don't think this is working out for me. Basically, Lalani is set on crossing the sea to try to find a way to save her island, even though like the strongest men in her island have died in the process of like trying to get to the other side. So no one has ever like returned from the sea. She lives in a very like sexist and misogynistic island, like where the people are sexist and misogynistic, and you know, the men do everything and whatever. So it's like she's so little, you know, she's 12 and she's a girl and she's supposed to be like weak, but you know, she goes on this adventure that shows that maybe she isn't so weak and she can actually like make a change. This book is also inspired by Filipino culture, which is real cool. There's a lot of fantasy, and all the creatures, you know, like the magical creatures, are inspired by Filipino culture. And I just really enjoyed overall. If you're looking for like a very light read and like kind of like cutesy kind of read, but like with a really like cute, beautiful message behind it, definitely read this book. After that, I read Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Rift Part 1, and this is a graphic novel set like after the TV show. I never read graphic novels, so August has been a little bit, you know, has had a lot of variety because I also never read middle grade. So that's good. And you know, I finished watching Avatar like maybe in July, at the end of June, maybe even. It was really good. Of course I watched it like when I was little, but I didn't really like remember a lot. So rewatching it was just great. I love it so much. It is such a good show. Like if you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. Like it's so good. Like it literally made me cry. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about TV shows. So the book, I can't say a lot about it because it's like after the TV show and I don't want to like spoil anything. We see like the group just like, you know, go on more adventures together. Yeah, can't say a lot about it. I give it like 3.5 stars because I wasn't really sure how to rate it, considering that it was like so short, and it's like I just really like Avatar, but it definitely didn't like make me feel as much as the TV show. But I think the graphic novels are really good at like trying to like what's the word, like give that same feeling to the readers, you know, give the same feeling from the TV show. So I haven't read like any of the next graphic novels and stuff. After that, I read Beyond the Gender Binary by Alok vaid-menon, and you know, I think the title of the book is like pretty self-explanatory. It's just a little like, it's a really short book. It's kind of like a look into what it means to be non-binary, and you know, trying to explain what it feels like and stuff. And if you don't know who alok vaid-menon is, they are a performance artist, I guess. You know, they're very famous. They're non-binary, of course. So I don't know, I think it's just important that we should all like inform ourselves about like other people's experiences and stuff. I think this book is really good at like introducing you to what it means to be non-binary and like gender non-conforming, and it basically explains how gender is like a social construct. It's pretty like straightforward about it. It answers like very common questions people have about like being non-binary and gender non-conforming, and like it's very like straightforward. It's very short. I gave it 4 stars because like I wasn't really sure what to like rate it. Maybe I shouldn't have rated it, but like it did left me like wanting more. So, and it just wasn't like a 5-star read for me, but I definitely want to like inform myself even more in what it means to be like non-binary and stuff. After that, I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia, Hibbert, and this book, you've probably heard about it. It's been pretty like popular lately in the booktube community, but this book is a romance book. It was really cute and it made me really happy. Which is, you know, what we look for in books, I guess. The book has a black main character, Chloe Brown, and she's also disabled, so we have like a lot of representation here. You know, I can't speak on the representation because I am neither black or disabled, but people have said that it's really well done, so there you go. The author is also black, so if you want to read more books by black authors with black main characters, there you go. It also has a lot of mental health issues like representation, which is also very well done. I give this book 4 stars. It was just a really good, like good anyway, but you know what I mean. For some reason, romance books just give me like summer vibes, so reading this during the summer, August, was like perfect because, you know, summer romance, I don't know. Basically what it's about is we have Chloe Brown, and she is disabled. You know, since she discovered her disability, she hasn't really like had a life, and so she makes this like list to follow and try to get a life. That's why it's called Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And then she meets Redford, I think that was his name, Redford Morgan, if I'm not mistaken. And then, you know, he kind of helps her get off some of those things done, and of course they fall in love because it's a romance book. But yeah, it's really cute. I don't know what else I can say about it, but you should read it. After that, okay, give me a second to like get ready for this. After that, I read like Love Story by Abdi, Nazemian, and this book, it made me sob like a baby. Like, I'm not even kidding. I cried so much, like I could not stop sobbing. It hit like really close to home. First, let me tell you what it's about. Okay, so it's about this, we follow like the story of these 3 teenagers who live in New York City, and it's 1989. We have Reza, who is an Iranian boy who just moved from Canada to New York City, and he just moved with his mom to live with his new stepdad and stepbrother, and they left his sister. He is gay, but he is very much in the closet because, you know, because his family is very like homophobic, and it's also the middle of the AIDS crisis, which of course causes a lot of homophobia, and he's also like very scared for his life. He doesn't want to be gay because of the AIDS crisis, because he's scared that he's gonna die. Then we have Judy, and she wants to be a fashion designer. You know, she's very artistic. She feels very strongly about like human rights and like gay rights and stuff like that. The thing is that she kind of like falls in love with Reza. Then we have Art, and he is Judy's best friend, and he's also gay, but he is like out of the closet. You know, he's not scared to show people who he is, and he's also very into human rights and gay rights. And you know, it's in the middle of the AIDS crisis, so there's a lot of like protests and like to stand for gay rights. His parents don't really accept him, They just kind of hide or like not mention the fact that he's gay. So he looks up to Judy's uncle, who is also gay. Anyway, we follow their story, and like there's a lot of drama, and like it touches a lot on like friendship, and there's like heartbreaks, but at the same time we like get a glimpse of how hard it was for gay men to live in that time. It's still very hard for gay people to live, but of course in the middle of the AIDS crisis there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of homophobia, and like very like open homophobia, I guess. It was like really heartbreaking, but the book also shows like the joy that the LGBTQ plus community like kind of had, like even though they were in the middle of this crisis, they still were able to like enjoy their lives and be happy and just like kind of bring happiness to the world. So it was a really beautiful book that I think everyone should read. It just kind of informs you a little bit about the AIDS crisis and how it was, kind of see how much like gay people have gone through, and also we get a little bit of, you know, like YA book, you know, common YA book, like drama and, you know, just like a love story. It was really good, and as I said, I cried a lot. I sobbed. It was just so good. Like, I think you guys should definitely read it. Yeah. Anyway, those are all the books that those are all the books that I read in August. I think I did pretty good, if I may say so myself. But now let's go onto the book I read in September. So September was not like a very like good reading month, as you can tell, because I read only one book. This was like the last week of September, and I read Radio Silence by Oseman. But at this point you probably have heard of it. It's pretty popular in the booktube community. I can't speak. I should be painting. Oh my god, I can't. I'm really bad at multitasking. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so our main character is Frances, and she is like this very like studious person, you know. She's very like, you know, it's that girl that like does everything like for her grades and to like get into university and stuff, but she's just like very shy, and she's actually, you know, she of course has like more interests outside of like school and stuff. She is really into this podcast called University, you know, University, and it's about this person, and they're like nobody knows who the creator of the podcast is, but basically this person is, you know, like the character is trapped in university, and you know, they like fight monsters and, you know, all of that stuff. And then basically she meets Alet. Not sure what the pronunciation is, but she meets Aled, and for the first time she feels like she can be herself with like someone else other than her mom. But then, you know, drama happens, and like Frances goes through a lot of like self-reflection, I guess, and just like discovering herself and like who she wants to be, like who she is, and like the things that she's done. She also has a secret. So, you know, we have a lot of like aspects here. We also have LGBTQ plus representation. Frances is bi. We have a lot of that. It's really, really good. I give this book 5 stars. You can actually see me reading this book in my previous video. I almost cried, but I just didn't cry because I was hanging out with my mom while I was reading, and I didn't want to cry in front of her because of a book, because that's yeah, but if I had been alone in my room, I would have definitely cried. But yeah, it was just a really good book, and it kind of like, I have a really hard time kind of relating to characters and stuff like that. Radio Silence just kind of hit home too, you know. It was just so good. I think this is how most teenagers feel, and it's like, you know, where you don't really know what the heck you're doing, and you have to make like big life decisions, like picking your degree, like for university, like what you want to study. And it's just, I don't know, that was just really spot on, and Alex Oseman just did a really good job at like kind of portraying how teenagers like act and think. I think, in my teenagery opinion. But yeah, it was a really good book, and if you are going, like if you're in high school, or especially if you're going into university soon, you definitely should read this book. You know, you can you will definitely see yourself in like the book and in the characters, and you'll be able to like relate to them, and it's good. Like I'm literally so bad at explaining why I like books. you should read this. All the books that I read were pretty freaking great, and I definitely recommend them all. Which one was my favorite? Probably Like a Love Story was so good. That one was really good. Like, that one just was perfect. Like, at the moment it was just exactly what I needed. And also Radio Silence was very good. So those are like my 2 favorites, I think, from these 2 months. But yeah, that is basically it. Those are the 8 books that I've read in the past 2 months. Now I am currently reading Alex Ever After by Kaysen Calendar, and yeah, I will talk about this in my next wrap up. And after this, I am going to read, I guess this is also my October TBR. So then I'm reading They Went Left by Monica Hess. And then I'm also currently listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama, you know, her memoir. And then I also borrowed an ebook from the library, So You Want to Talk About Race. But yeah, those are the books that I'm gonna read next. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And did I paint a lot? No, I made like 4 little plants. Does it look kind of bad? Yeah, it looks kind of bad. I'm just gonna blame it on the lighting, you know? It's gonna look better, I promise. Am I gonna finish it today, as I said? No. But yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Tell me what you guys are reading. If you've read any of the books that I mentioned, and your favorite books. I don't know. Tell me about books in the comments down below. I will read them and I will respond to them as always, I promise. But yeah, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!